Hello everyone, welcome to Mind Speak. Today our guest is Miss Raveena Tandon. She is an acclaimed Indian actress, has earned prestigious awards including the Padma Shri, renowned for her diverse roles in both mainstream and art house cinema. She balances her career with environmental advocacy. Let me deep dive into her journey. I am Saimik Sen and you're watching Herald Global. First of all, thank you so much, Ms. Tandon, for taking out this time for us. Welcome to Herald Global.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
So let me begin by asking you, what inspired you to pursue a career in acting?
Honestly, my career just happened to me. I did not grow up with a dream of getting into movies or becoming an actress. It was pretty unthought of with everyone in my family as well, because I was always the plump girl of the class, always made fun of. But nonetheless, so it was never, I was more interested in the pre-production, post-production side of it. And I think this kind of I was probably discovered, like you say. I was in a restaurant and the producer and director of Patthar Ke Phool walked up to me and said, "Excuse me, do you mind if we ask you for, whether you'd be keen in doing movies?" And I looked at them and said, "You didn't recognize me. I'm Rajiv's sister." So the producer was a friend of my brother's,
Okay.
actually. So he said, "Oh my God, you're, Raviji's daughter." I said, "Yeah." He's saying, "We'd really like you to do a film for us." So it kind of just started that way because I'd done no acting classes, no dancing classes, no dialogue classes, nothing. So I said yes, and 5 days later I was shooting. So honestly, we kind of evolved along the way. So I tell people that I'm in this industry completely by default. It was not planned at all.
Okay. So what led to the transition from commercial movies like Mohra, Dilwale to serious cinema like Daman and Shool?
It was very repetitive for me to be doing similar kind of roles throughout, just being the glam doll and, not really performance based films. And that's when I realized that I need to make that change to uh, challenge myself as an actor. You reach that point in life where you kind of say, okay, how long can I be doing the same thing again and again? And there is something that you want to push yourself to see, okay, what are my limits? Am I a limited actor, or am I someone who can evolve and deliver different kind of performances, handle different kind of characters, do different kind of roles? Luckily, I worked with all the best directors throughout my career and different styles of filmmaking. But me as an actor, I wanted to grow. And that's when I made the conscious decision and a conscious transition to also involving serious cinema in and different kind of realistic kind of roles in my box of chocolates of my movies.
Okay. So you made a comeback through Aranyak in a Netflix series. How did you prepare for the role? I mean, it was a comeback.
First of all, it wasn't a comeback because I think
Okay.
KGF 2 had already released. Aranyak was, you can say, my debut on web series.
Sure.
Movies I'd already been doing. I had finished doing Matra, I had finished doing KGF 2. I'd already signed on Gurchari, which is also now streaming at the moment. Aranyak was again a script that I wanted to make my debut with on OTT platforms, because again it was something completely different from what people have constantly seen me with. The image that everyone has also in mind is Akhiyon se goli mare, chair ki ladki, that kind of a
True.
thing. This was I was being offered a lot many series, OTT series, but this was something that was completely off my charts of the kind of roles that I had ticked boxed. I mean, I had in my list. And again, I wanted to do a completely different avatar of what people already have in their mind as far as I'm concerned. And that was exactly what I loved playing, a Pahari cop who's unsophisticated and but out there is a strong person, managing her home and hearth and managing her career and excelling in her career. And strangely so, it's been 3 years to Aranyak, and it's still in the top 10 shows of India today, till date.
True. So you just mentioned about tick boxing. So what do you see in a script before you decide to do it?
I think when I'm hearing my character, it has to challenge me. So even if it is 5 scenes, or even if it is the length of 3 scenes, but there has to be that some challenge there for me to be able to prove myself that, or sorry, not prove to myself, to justify to myself that why am I doing this role? So that is something that needs to touch me. The script needs to touch me in my heart somewhere.
Okay. So is there any particular genre which is there in your mind which you would like to venture in your coming projects?
I think I'm mostly touched all, but yes, there are a few still probably which would be, you know, I was missing out on doing comedy for a long time, and now I'm
Yes.
doing a couple of comedy films. Gurchari just released, and Welcome 3 is under shoot. So it's something that the minute I miss, I would love to do a musical now, actually.
Okay.
That is something I'm looking forward to, yes.
Okay. So how did winning Padma Shri in 2023 feel like?
It felt great, actually. And even more important to me because in the past year, I lost my father.
Okay.
And so for me, that was a culmination of a lot of things. And the fact that I felt that somewhere he's still watching and is completely proud of me, that was the feeling.
Please tell us about your upcoming projects.
My upcoming projects right now, Gurchari is just released, which is
Okay.
streaming on Geo. Then there is Welcome 3. Then there is another show which I've signed. And a lot is under progress right now. So Patna Shukla was released on Hotstar.
Yes.
And so Karma Calling just released on Hotstar again. So these are all that are already being in under production kind of a thing, the part twos, the seasons, the following seasons. And plus I've signed a couple of more movies, but then that will be announced soon.
Okay. My last question to you. What would be your word of advice to the aspiring actors who wants to come to this industry in terms of the competition that is there right now?
There always was competition. When I did my first film, there were about 52 new girls who had entered the industry. And ultimately, it's your hard work, your perseverance, your sincerity to your work, your dedication to your work, and of course, talent. And along with talent, a little bit of luck is also necessary. But I believe that if you're talented, if you're hardworking, no one can take it away from you. Then whether you're not lucky then, but at some point in life, it will be your time. So till then, never let it go. Never quit. Just work hard.
Okay. I would just like to extend my last question. Do you think people should have a plan B in place when they're coming in the film industry into this time?
Depends. I tell a lot of people who are also students that never give up your dream, never give up your studying. And studies is something which is very important, which you can always fall back on whenever you want. Your education is very important. So
True.
that, yes, definitely is what I don't agree with when people give up education, because that will always help you at some point in your life. And that is how one should always make their plan. It should not be for me, it was never a be all end all, honestly. But I cannot say that for everyone else. But for me, yes, I do feel in your mind, you should always have a plan B ready.
Okay. Thank you so much for taking out this time for us.
Thank you. Of
Thank you so
course.
much.
Thank you so much.